Hey, what up, YouTube? This your boy Rubber Band Trades. I'm back again with another trade recap for today, April 14th, 2026. All right, y'all. If you've been paying attention to the market, then you know we've been on a crazy bull run since the end of March. We're only 2 weeks into April. We've pretty much recovered all the downside move that chopped us to death in March. It's kind of crazy how only about 10 days can make up about 30 days of action. However, I mean, this is just the market we're in, so we got to adapt. And, you know what I'm saying? This is where we're at with it. So, coming into today, I did have a bullish bias. One, we opened up on the top side of that ORG, and we had these 4-hour fair value gaps to the upside. It seemed like price was trying to draw into. And I had that marked out. I had the 4-hour fair value gap marked out on my right side chart right there in that tan shaded area. So that midpoint, that white line right there is like the midpoint. So right along in here, we got a 5 minute market structure shift and bullish fair value gap. So right now, I am waiting for a price to retrace into this 5 minute fair value gap. We also have 8:30 open there. So to me, this would have been a setup. Honestly, I wouldn't complain about this setup again. If we had ended up getting that tap into that 5 minute fair value gap and at least the 8:30 open, I would have taken this trade. However, yeah, man, price just did not want to give us this move right here. So about this time again, like I stated, I'm waiting. So this is the 10 a.m. open. So I'm waiting for price to come in and tap that 5 minute fair value gap. And as you can see in my middle chart, that 15 minute, it looks like we like barely got a little tap right here. Look at that. We barely got a tap into that 15 minute gap. Again, no tap into the 5 minute gap. However, price just wanted to rocket higher from here, guys. It's honestly nothing we could have done right here. I guess I could have FOMO'd into this. Um, However, I really did prefer the 5 minute gap tap rather than the 15 minute. And honestly, I didn't even notice that at the time. So I'm gonna have to make note of that moving into future trading days. Just make sure I'm also paying attention to those 15 minute levels as well. So yeah, price right here is trading up into this 4-hour gap. We're at about the midpoint of that 4-hour gap, and we're running, man. Um, it's about 10:20. Um, we're about an hour, 30 minutes into the trading day about this time, and honestly, I am looking for some type of significant pullback. We are reaching this red shaded area on my standard deviation fib. This is usually where we see some type of pullback. So I would have loved a pullback here into that 15 minute gap or even again that 5 minute gap just so we can continue to get long. However, when we kept reaching higher, um, I was seeing that there was a possibility for shorts to play out around in here. So I am watching the 1 minute on my charts. That was my on my right side chart. I got the 1 minute up right there. And about this time, I am kind of thinking like, all right, man, I really would love a pullback to at least the 10 a.m. open, to at least again that 15 minute gap, just to kind of see, again if we can get just a little bit of weakness in this market. So even more loans can come in. So when we started getting this move lower right here, I was a little tempted to take this short. However, we did not get any confirmation. We got no CISD. We got no 1 minute market structure shift. Um, and honestly, looking back, this should have been my sign that shorts were not on the table. Um, just by how quickly that 1 minute little breakdown, that little mini breakdown kind of just got ran. So clearly, bulls were in control of today. However, that doesn't stop us from, taking the model, taking the setup. So you'll see here shortly when I decided to try those shorts and kind of what I seen from there. So right here, we're getting another push up. Seems like prices again pushing up into this high. So right along in here, again, we took that high on the 1 minute. So this is where I'm contemplating a short possibly taking out or possibly playing out. So we get that 1 minute sweep. We start getting a little bit of bearish momentum into the market right here. We're getting some bears coming to pile in, and it hasn't quite showed itself yet, and that's why I hadn't entered just yet. However, this is kind of showing me what I would want to see before a pullback begins. So there we go. So we're getting a potential 2 minute change of character. We already got the 1 minute change of character. We got our levels mapped out. We got a 1 minute FEG. So right along in here, I am like, all right, let me just go ahead and enter in case this wants to start flushing a little bit lower. However, again, looking back, I see now this this is just a premature trade. Again, just if there's no structure on the 5 minute, if there's nothing showing us on the 15 minute that is causing us to go lower, just stick with the trend. And that's kind of what I learned today, is to just stick with the trend right here. So as you can see, boom, my stop loss got hit on my two fundeds. That's how I'm down about $250 on both of those fundeds. So it's about $500 on the day. But this right here was a long setup that instantly showed up right after I got stopped out. So as you can see, we inversed that little 1 minute gap right there. We got a 1 minute change of character. However, I entered prior to that 1 minute gap even formed, and boom, this trade was off to the races. So this was my best trade of the day. It was a long from the 1 minute 1 minute gap tap, a 1 minute market structure shift, and honestly, like I said, this was just the best setup right here of the day because we got the continuation in longs right here up into that one standard deviation. So we're not going to stress the L again. When we see the setup, we're going to take the setup, and that's the mindset we want to keep moving forward because we know that's what works in the long term. Um, so right here, I'm just waiting for my trade to continue playing out. I got longs ready to, oh, I'm sorry, I got contracts ready to go off at the bottom of this next 4 hour fair value gap right here. So you see these contracts about to get hit, and then my final contracts are up around 25,892, which was my one standard deviation of the range. Yeah, so you see right there, prices is non-stop bull action today. It's really, like I said, man. Um, those shorts I tried were a little premature, but it was all good. We ended up hitting the A plus setup with these longs, and yeah, man, we just gonna come back with you tomorrow for another trade recap. If you like the video, like the video. If you like the education, please subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.